Huh. I wonder what I would be in another life. Maybe a dog. I do like dogs. Hi everyone. Um, it's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Hello. Um, um, I'm here to talk about a film. Film that's been a little bit under the radar. In fact, only the moment I checked it real quick, the moment I finished the movie, did reviews even come out for it? Yes, this was held off pretty much the last second. But it's a movie on streaming, so I guess that didn't really care about box office considering it's on streaming. And that film is a film called Infinite. Infinite is directed by pretty solid director Antoine Fuqua, who, in case you don't know who he is, among his previous works like Training Day, the Equalizer movie, and its sequel, Equalizer 2, as well as, films like the Magnificent Seven remake and what have you. So, and the film has a pretty nice cast. It all begins with, we're kind of flung in. There's a little bit of an expositional thing, and we meet a man named Heinrich Treadway, or Treadway for short, as they often just call him, played by Dylan O'Brien. He's in the middle of a very, very intense car chase. He and his two pals, who he's communicating with, are trying to protect a device called the Egg, and eventually the car blows up, containing the two friends. Treadway fatally dies falling off of a scaffolding after a knockdown drag-out fight with Rupert Friend's character, who I don't think is ever named. Falls, crashes onto a car, seemingly dies. Then we meet Evan McCullough, played by Mark Wahlberg, who was diagnosed at a young age with schizophrenia because he apparently has dreams where he's imagining big-time action-packed adventures that he doesn't remember having, that are almost like visions, and he's picking up skills he doesn't know. Well, it turns out Evan is part of a multi-factioned group of human beings that they have dubbed Infinites. And basically what it is that Mark Wahlberg is, Evan McCullough's character is the current reincarnated form of Dylan O'Brien's Treadway, who holds the information of where he has hidden the Egg, which is a MacGuffin that a villain played by, I think his name is Benhurst? Yeah, something like that, who is played by, basically a scenery devouring performance by Chiwetel Ejiofor. He doesn't remember these lives. Unlike most Infinites, his memory is suppressed due to various medical procedures. But wouldn't you know it, he's captured by Ejiofor, but is rescued by Sophie Cookson, playing a young woman named Nora, and she explains everything to him. There are two factions, you see, of Infinites. There are ones called Believers, who are the good guys, basically, who use their memories that they've gained and their skills they've gained over multiple lifetimes to protect the world, and then people on Ejiofor's side are called the Nihilists, and basically they have these abilities also. It's a lot, I know. Basically, they need to access his memories in order to find where it is and get to the Egg before Ejiofor's character does, because weirdly understandably, having been tired of living multiple lives, and in one pretty disturbing bit of dialogue says he, unlike everyone else, he regains all of his past skills in the womb every single time he's reborn. Kind of creepy to think about. He wants to annihilate the world to basically end his and all of his friends' suffering. And so basically, it's up to the Believer side, faction of the Infinites, to stop him. That was a mouthful. Look, an action adventure and trying to save the free world happens. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. Infinite is kind of a mess, but it's a movie that's an hour and 45 minutes, and it feels like it was clearly meant to be something like 2 hours and 20. There's a good half hour that it feels like it was cut out of this movie, and they stitched some things back together, which is probably why it's streamed on Paramount Plus instead of theatrically. Here's the thing, though. You ever see a movie where it's just kind of a mess, and maybe you're about 10 years too old to fully appreciate its kind of, like, the kind of movie where if you're a guy who says, I would have loved this when I was 13, but you're at home and it's late at night and you just want to munch on some popcorn and have some mindless fun with an utterly ridiculous and albeit kind of dumb movie, I did tonight, and I kind of dug Infinite. Look, it is a mess, and it is confusing as all get out. There's still things I don't know, but I'll say this. The action's a ton of fun. Anton Fuqua is a very competent director, and you see through... unfortunately, some of the actors you don't get a lot of. Sophie Cookson and Mark Wahlberg you get plenty of, which is quite nice, but you also have people popping in there like Rupert Friend, who doesn't even have any lines and is barely in it. Dylan O'Brien, who has maybe 2 lines of dialogue and is mostly seen in still sort of fight choreography mode. You got Jason Mantzoukas, who has a lot of fun and gets slightly more scenes as a character named the Artisan, who's kind of like a comic relief. And it's always nice to see Jason Mantzoukas. Look, I am not going to sit here and say that I loved Infinite, but it was a lot of dumb fun, popcorn entertainment, and there's not much more that needs to be said. So, can't really do much for it other than to say this would be a perfectly brainless matinee if it were at the theater, and therefore I'm going to give Infinite 3.5 stars. It's not a great movie. It's not even a very good movie, but it's a lot of fun. And I will say this. I actually kind of love the mythology. And that's why I'll say this. Right now is a 3.5 star movie. Whatever this movie originally was that was a little longer might actually be a 4-star movie, because the mythology is kind of interesting. I kind of like the idea. It's based on a novel called, I believe it's like The Reincarnation of Papers. I would like to see, honestly, a sequel or a prequel to this movie. I'd like to see them kind of, with maybe a movie centered on Dylan O'Brien's version of Treadway and kind of seeing what he's all about. There's a lot of stuff they set up that they kind of leave open. Yeah, but overall it was a fun time. A little corny, but I had fun. So Infinite gets 3.5 stars. Trailer Trash Anonymous streamed it. Was there shawarma? No, there was not. Although they did do kind of that thing where the sequel setup, they fade out and fade back in before the credits, and that's when they do like the sequel bait moment. Fun. So, 3.5 stars out of 5. Let's close the book on it. I gotta get to bed because tomorrow, bright and early, I'm going to be getting up, going to the IMAX theater. I could watch it right now on HBO Max. I'm not going to. I'm seeing this in a theater in the Heights. I already got my ticket. We're doing that tomorrow. Friday, we're going to be talking about Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Saturday, we're talking about, barring an embargo, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which is I'm getting to go to an advanced screening of. Looks like fun. Sunday, we're talking about Love, Victor, and we got other stuff. Maybe a bonus review and maybe some other goodies coming up, too, very soon. So that'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all. I'm happy to share it with you. Love you all. Appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. Be kind to one another. And give Infinite a chance. It's mostly brainless, but you know, sometimes you need a little brainless, turn your brain off, popcorn fun. This will suffice. Anyway, alright. Kind of one another. Take care. Bye. See you later.